Hi, I wanted to show you how to download and open Zoom for a Zoom meeting if you've been invited to one. I'm Jackie Barnes and I work at CDS as a learning innovation coach. I'm just gonna walk you through those steps. And first I'm gonna share my screen so that you can see exactly what I see. So just a moment, and excuse all of my tabs and the mess on my desktop if you see it. Okay. So if you get an invitation to a Zoom meeting, you'll probably see a link that looks something like this, zoom.us/ and then a bunch of numbers. You might get that in an email from someone. It might also look something like this. So this is what a typical invitation might look like. So-and-so is inviting you to a meeting, all the time. And then again, it'll look like that link that I just showed you with the zoom.us/ a number. This meeting ID is that same, it's just the number at the end. So most times you'll just need to click on that link and it'll open the meeting automatically. It's super easy most of the time. You can also call in sometimes. So depending on what the settings the person doing the meeting has set, then you might be able to call in using a telephone, just a regular phone. And if you do that, if there are options in the invitation to call in using a regular phone number, you can do that as well, just to call in. But I'm going to show you how to do it using a computer right now, because most of the time I think that'll happen. So you can click on this and it should just open your Zoom meeting, or one that looks like this, just the link itself. So I'm going to click on that. And if this is the first time you're using Zoom, then you actually need to download something. You need to download the software if it's the first time you're using it. After that, it should just open automatically, as mine is doing. But you'll need to download and run Zoom. It should launch from this page. So you'll just click that, and then you can see in that bottom corner of my screen that it's downloaded it. You can just open it, do the regular kind of install that you would normally do on your computer. I already have it, so I think my computer just kind of recognizes that and is closing it down. You'll need to install that for the first time you use Zoom. Otherwise, let me try this again. I'm gonna click on it again. Once you have that installed, you can click on that link and it'll look like mine does. It'll say launching, and you'll have this option up here to open Zoom, and that's what you want. So you're gonna open Zoom, and it should give you, oh, it's hiding in the back. It should give you some options to, oh, there we go. So I'm in the meeting now. It did also prompt in a little sign-in box, but you don't have to sign in if you are joining a meeting that someone else has created. So because no one else is here, this looks blank, but I'm actually in the meeting. Oh, it keeps hiding from me. Okay, there we go. This is what it'll look like, except you'll see someone else's face or screen on here in your meeting. I want to show you at the bottom how you can control some of the things down here. So things that are important to notice, start video. So right now my video is turned off. Sometimes the host will have it turned off automatically for people when they first join, but you can just click on that to turn on your video. There, now I'm in the meeting and people can see my face. So if you want them to see your face, you want to have that video on. If you want to turn it off, you don't want them to see you, you can click that again and it'll have that little X. And it will either have a blank screen or it'll have like your Google profile picture instead of your video as your icon. You can also mute yourself. I won't leave it on, but if you click that button, then you'll be muted for the meeting. And then you can unmute. That's actually a really good idea to do if there's a lot of background noise where you are, or if you're not speaking during the meeting. Just as a precaution, it's a really good idea to mute yourself until you need to speak. Otherwise, it can get really echoey if there are a lot of people in the meeting. So it's great to know where that mute button is, right there. You probably won't need a lot of these other buttons. That's not true. You might need to chat. So in this chat box, if you click on it, then over on the right, you can type out a question or a message. So end. So instead of saying it out loud, because if there are a lot of people in a meeting, that's hard, you might ask your questions or write comments in this chat box so that the organizer can see it and read it in real time as the meeting's going on without a lot of noise happening. And yeah, I think the only other one you might need under manage participants. So right now it just has me there because I'm the only one in this meeting. But in a real meeting, you could have, 10, 20 people on this sidebar. And if you want to look at the video of a particular person, then you would click on their name over here. And that'll bring them up to the larger screen on your that you're looking at. So yeah, I think that's about it. And then when the meeting ends, you'll hit end meeting and say goodbye before you hit end meeting. But that's pretty much it. And then the next time you log into Zoom, it should just open from that link right away. If there's ever a password or a PIN required, I recommended that most people doing these meetings don't require a password in their settings because it just is too complicated. But there is a chance that might happen, and that password should also be in your invitation if it does happen. Yeah, I think that's about it. So I hope this was helpful. I'm gonna end the Zoom meeting here because yeah, I'm actually recording it on another thing. Okay, and I'll stop presenting my screen. And yeah, I hope this was helpful and have a great day. Bye.